r/AskReddit, growing up, what are items only rich kids had? The giant box of Crayola crayons with the sharpener in the back. Oh, I coveted those. Me with my Tupperware full of mixed off-brand, partly used crayons. Back in the day, the big box was 64 crayons, I got the 8 packs, now they have a 96 crayon box and the ultimate crayon collection, a 152 box of crayons. What a time to be a kid. Crayola brand of crayons instead of rose art. We had rose art, they just didn't color the same. Dedicated child play spaces / playrooms in homes. My daughters share a bedroom so we can have a playroom. I'm gonna be sad when they don't want to play anymore and want their own bedrooms. Their room is perfect for resting. And their playroom is where they can be creative. I think it's better to have toys and bed separate. I wish it was possible for all kids to have space to be creative. A pool. 100% agree. This is the obvious answer. Especially if you live in a place that has legitimate winters, snow and bullshit from October to March. More specifically, a built-in pool. Above-ground pools are fairly accessible. A new car at 16. And then we got Google Earth and found out how many pools were in the neighborhood. Their own phone line. A separate phone line for the computer so you didn't get kicked off the internet when someone called the house. Early 90s checking in. Cabins. This. Upper middle class families went up to the cottage for school break / long weekend / summer vacation. The idea of owning a second piece of real estate that no one was actively living in most of the time was insane to me. Yes. Summer was a verb, not a season. Lake cabins. The one in my family has just been passed down over the years. When my aunts and my dad pass on, it will belong to my 2 cousins, my 2 siblings, and myself. Not a rich person on that side of the family. Just middle class. My friend had a jet ski, and I could not conceive of a reality where my parents would buy me one of those. Honestly, even a used car says rich to me. My friend in high school had one. He was actually really rich and used to invite all of us out to the lake once a week every summer so we could all ride on it. We just had to chip in for gas money to get to the lake. He would also provide amazing snacks. It was awesome. I grew up poor, so having a rich and kind friend like him was incredible. Appliances made out of stainless steel, a fridge with an ice / water dispenser. I think I was cracking up the delivery guy as he wheeled in our new fridge, and I, an adult in my 40s with a nice house in a nice neighborhood, danced with glee about having ice and water on the fridge door. Now I know I've made it. Braces. Can't afford them as a kid, but if you try to get them as an adult, your insurance refuses to cover them because you're over 18 yo. I hate it. Uggs, the first time around. They're back and I'm so confused. Birthday parties at the skating rink. Birthday parties anywhere other than their own home. Still remember the horse stable one a friend had. Ray-Bans. Most other knockoff clothing and accessories were difficult to spot, but authentic Ray-Bans were a singular status symbol. Thanks mostly to the Lost Boys. I bought a knockoff pair of Ray-Bans in Korea for $5 that I loved. I broke them and have been chasing the high ever since. Seriously, those knockoffs were better than the $150 to $200 follow UPS I got. Ski lift passes attached to their winter jackets. A swing set. Even more so if it was wood and / or anchored to the ground. Or a trampoline. I remember the thrill of the swing set frame lifting off the ground. Safety was for the rich kids. Literally all name brand clothing. Hollister, American Eagle, nothing short of. I wore hand-me-downs and had a track phone. I could afford cheap brands like Old Navy, but yeah, American Eagle $60 jeans were a pipe dream. Lunchables. Fruit roll-ups and Dunkaroos too. Capri Sun. Depends. If it's an everyday thing, yes. But if they went on sale, my mom would always stock up on a few. It was like a treat thing for us, and we were definitely not wealthy. A green machine. I had this thanks to my foster family who took me on holidays with them even though they wouldn't get any costs reimbursed. I was so lucky. Rich kids in my smaller towns. Younger kid, Power Wheel and any game console. Early teen, curated matching room with air furniture. Late teen, car from their parents. There is a difference between car from parents equals less than 2 years old and they get to pick it out vs getting the hand-me-down 15-plus-year-old rust bucket. Hot lunches. We had a separate line for free bag lunches. Just in case any of the kids were confused about who was poor. We had free lunch punch tickets that the homeroom teacher would call us poor all out by name to get our ticket for the day. I was so ashamed that I never once ate in school no matter how hungry I was, and trust me, I was starving. We had no food at home. This has been a main memory for me my whole life. So glad they don't do that anymore. Projector screen in the basement. A father. I used to play catch with mine. His name was Wall, and he was made of plaster. My wall was also plastered all the time. At least Mr. Wall didn't beat the crap out of you. But, still not ideal, to be sure. My dad would play with us when he wasn't working, which he did a lot, so I was usually left to play catch with my older brothers. Nobody throws a baseball harder than an older brother throwing to his younger brother. Cable TV. A Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis. We had cable but with a black box. It had all the channels, if you know what I'm saying. We got free cable in my parents' room, on their tiny TV/VCR combo. They never unhooked it from the previous owners when our family moved in. My dad called because he didn't want to get charged for it. They said they'd have a technician come fix it within a week. Took 7 years. I got 7 years of Nickelodeon and I loved it. Maids. They all had Jettas, not the fanciest of cars, but for some reason, all the rich students at my high school had one. The essential first car for a high school girl, same at my school. Trips to the dentist. New clothing, not hand-me-downs. I remember looking forward to Christmas so I could get new clothes each year. Nike shoes. I remember my first pair of Nikes after crying about kids making fun of me for wearing tracks, Kmart brand sneakers. I sat with my feet in the aisle of the school bus thinking I was so cool. I wore those blue and white Nikes every day, even with a dress, until they didn't fit anymore. Growing up I could never dream of this. A ride to school and not the bus. A pool membership. Guess jeans. A phone in their car. 2-story houses. An airplane. When I was in law school, one of my classmates was talking about how her parents let her take the family jet to Aspen to ski with her boyfriend for the weekend, but it kinda sucked because the snow wasn't that good. My family was solidly middle class growing up. Law school introduced me to people from income brackets I never really understood existed before. I thought people that even flew in airplanes were rich, lol. Day to day. Brand name clothing, eating out often, treats like Lunchables, presents/treats when it isn't Christmas or your birthday, more than one TV, and big TVs, etc. And OFC stuff like cottages, pools, EVs and snowmobiles, international vacations every year, etc. G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. Link. The only richer kid is the one with the Neo Geo. 2 loving functioning parents. Power wheels. A dad. A mongoose or diamondback BMX. And not a grifter like .me. Car, S, no older than 5 years old. A 2-story house. Money for a vacation where you had to fly and it wasn't to visit and stay with family. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.